Hey guys, this is STUAA 2025//A, the Union Pacific Rail Faner here. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about something that is sort of going on in the railroad world. That being, Union Pacific wants to touch the east side of the United States by merging with Norfolk Southern. While people are saying it's been confirmed already to be happening, the merge still has yet to be approved by the National Transit Safety Board. The NTSB are going to be the reason that this attempted merger fails. Why do I think it will fail? Let me explain. The reasons why UP want to merge with the NS and why it won't happen comes down to these 5 things. Though one of them is merely more of an opinion than a fact. First of all, NS and UP both have pretty rough history of getting into accidents and potentially killing either employees on the job or people driving their vehicles past crossings and not paying any attention. Though the part about the vehicles driving past crossings without paying much attention is technically on the driver's part of said vehicles, but it does hurt the railroads in some way, shape, or form. But Norfolk Southern has had way more of those. It has happened a lot of times during the course of their existence, which is why the accident rate for them is terrible. Most of them are derailments, accidents, and crashes. Union Pacific doesn't have nearly as many accidents, but they still have. But merging with the Norfolk Southern would plague both companies with what happened in their pasts. Keep in mind, Norfolk Southern's most recent accident was in East Palestine back in 2023. Second reason, UP is already the biggest railroad company in the United States, with the other companies being significantly smaller. But UP already has the Transcontinental under their control. And they started small, but absorbing 6 other companies made the UP we know today. Because UP absorbed the Southern Pacific, the Chicago Northwestern, Rio Grande, Missouri Pacific, Western Pacific, and the Katy. And having the NS under UP's control as well would cause a massive monopoly, as the companies will become too big, and what happens is the companies will end up issuing buyouts, which is an extremely scummy business practice that happens in business. Another thing to know is that NS merged with over 20 railroad companies. Not to mention, UP is extremely greedy, and merging means there is less competition between the other companies. Even CSX's CEO sees this as a threat towards their competition. The third reason is merely what could happen at the end. If the NTSB were to approve this merger, the railroad merger would kill the railroad market and drive both companies involved, so both companies would end up splitting to cut their losses, which is exactly what happened with the SP-SF merger back in the 90s. The fourth reason is that, and this is more opinionated, most mergers tend to fail because of how bad companies work together as one. I mean, we have the CN and BNSF merger, which was a failed attempt. Watch this guy's video for that. The SP-SF merger back in the 80s, which did not go well and didn't last until the 90s, which hurt both companies involved. And the CP and CSX merger, which was scrapped before anything could be done. The fifth reason is that it causes a monopoly to happen, which I've already said, which is what would cause UP to be too powerful that the company starts to crumble. Most companies will avoid a monopoly so that they can keep working as one company and not suffer a huge loss, which is exactly what UP and NS do not want to do. The problem is, this will kill both companies involved. The worst thing that could happen is BNSF and CSX try to merge, which could cause a duo monopoly, and the railroad market completely falls flat. Completely. All it takes is for the National Transit Safety Board to say no to this merger, which will prevent a monopoly from happening and prevent a chain reaction in the railroad market to happen as well. That is why the UP and NS merger is not happening. And you guys do not need to fret about it. And to the National Transit Safety Board, if you are watching this video, if you are at all, this is your call to say no to the Union Pacific. Just tell them they are being way too greedy, and tell them you've already done enough. That is exactly what they've already done. They've done enough. But the problem is, that is not enough for the Union Pacific. So this is your call to tell them no. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos, if you ever want to. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!